Hi everyone, this is Nathan at Listen Up, and today we're going to share with you a very special new product from Hegel, their new reference integrated amplifier, the H600. The H600 is Hegel's new flagship integrated amplifier and is replacing the H590, which was one of the best integrated amplifiers we had heard in a long time. And anytime a manufacturer does come out with a new top-of-the-line product, we naturally ask ourselves, what improvements are made and do they even matter? Well, that's exactly what we're going to look into today. The H600 can be seen as very much an all-in-one super system with both music streaming capabilities, a built-in DAC, a preamp section, and a power amp section. And anytime a manufacturer makes a product such as this, we often see many compromises being made. For that reason, a lot of people resort to going to separate components in order to get better clarity, performance, and power that they need for this system. Well, this is something that Hegel has set forth to address. They wanted to create a product that does have ease of use, excellent clarity and performance, and all the power that you might need for your system without making those very compromises. First thing to talk about with any Hegel product is power. The H600 pushes 303 watts per channel at 8 ohms and has a damping factor of 4,000. Not only does this thing spec high power, but it also sounds powerful and can drive almost any speaker that you want to put in your system. This amplifier unit is using a dual mono design. So we're getting a lot of those same characteristics that we pursue monoblocks for, but again, in a single chassis. Now power is good, but the preamp stage cannot go understated. It may arguably be one of the most important stages in an entire audio system. This is where we have volume control as well as all of our digital and analog inputs. Well, Hegel is bringing into the H600 a lot of the same technology that they use in their P38 preamplifier. We're talking about very precise control, and due to their Sound Engine 2 technology, a lot of distortion cancellation. This means that in the preamp stage, we are reducing as much noise as possible, and when we eliminate that unwanted noise, we get more of our music. And not just the notes, we're talking about the sound stage, the placement of instruments in the recording room. We're talking about the air between notes. And all of a sudden, we get this representation of the music that is much more immense, much more immersive, and has this greater sense of dynamic, bringing us more into our audio. Another huge improvement to the H600 is the DAC, particularly the ESS Sabre 9038 Q2M. This is a bit-perfect DAC that has an excellent rendering of a very analog sound to our digital audio formats. It's incredibly smooth and very detail-oriented, means that we're removing a lot of that digital bite and harshness and making a very natural, warm analog sound from that. This is a DAC that could arguably compete with any sort of $1,500 to $2,000 DACs out there, and it is included in the chassis. So if you're not using their native streaming sources and you have a separate CD transport or music server, you know that you're going to get the same richness that you want from an analog system, all built into your digital streaming. Hegel is also featuring, as it does in many of their products, the ability to use Chromecast, Apple AirPlay, Spotify Connect, and Tidal Connect. So you're using the native platform with any of your streaming sources without having to go through a different streaming platform. Now, at the time of this video, it is not quite Roon ready, but Hegel has told us that Roon ready is on the way, so you can use the H600 as a Roon endpoint if you have a Roon system in place. One more thing we want to mention is that we do have a dedicated shielded low noise power supply for this unit. And this is important because power is a very vulnerable part of any electronic and is where we actually see a lot of noise getting introduced into the system. So once again, Hegel is paying attention to the minutia of the design to reduce any sort of unwanted noise so that all we're getting is the music that we want to listen to. The H600 also has some excellent input options. It has 2 unbalanced RCA inputs at line level, 2 balanced XLR inputs, again line level, 3 digital optical inputs, a coaxial digital input, as well as a BNC digital input. You can also connect to it with a hard drive via USB-B, and there's an Ethernet connection. As far as outputs go, we do have stereo variable output for another system or subwoofers. We have a fixed output and a BNC digital output available as well. As far as our overall impressions of the H600, the accuracy is outstanding. It is smooth, it's warm, and it's detailed, and has a lot of that classic Hegel darkness to it. It's plenty powerful and it will push almost any speaker that you put in front of it. But it's not overly bright or overly clinical, and is most certainly not harsh whatsoever. So it's not fatiguing to listen to this at low or high levels. Overall, we are more than impressed with the improvements that Hegel has made in the H600, and I think it's an excellent selection for any high-end hi-fi system. If you're curious about the H600 at all and would like more information on the product, the specs, or the availability, go ahead and reach out to us at any of our showrooms. We're more than happy to talk to you about it. It is also available for purchase on listenup.com. Thanks for watching, guys. Please go ahead and click the like button or subscribe for our future videos.